You've all got different commitments in the diary. I totally get that. Okay, so maybe it might look like just one opportunity meeting per week. Maybe it might be that you actually don't feel comfortable doing the in-person ones. You're just not quite there confidence-wise. So maybe actually you collaborating with another Isagenix team or co-hosting an opportunity meeting online, that might be more your bag. So have a think about that. Like, what does it look like for you to hold an opportunity meeting? And when I say opportunity meeting, I mean, this is where you're actually talking about what we have to offer from a business standpoint. Okay, so it can look very different depending on your style, but just have a think, what realistically can you commit to? But you've got to have a number, okay? Because if you're not having those meetings in some capacity, even if it's just one-to-one, you're not going to get the new enrollments, right? So have a think about now, how many opportunity meetings will you commit to? And you know, think about it for the rest of the competition period now. So is it weekly? Is it once a month? Okay, if it's weekly, when is it? When do you have time? Do you have to maybe carve out a bit of time? Do you have to move some things around in your diary? You have to have this level of focus and strategy, because otherwise the weeks will just pass by and you'll miss out on massive criteria. And for me, this is a fundamental non-negotiable of this particular competition. Okay, you can think it along, Brian. So I hope you're all writing those down. But on the subject of the opportunity meetings, it doesn't have to be a real, you know, serious formal presentation. Like for some people, that's what you're comfortable with, lean into that. But if you're more like, okay, the thought of going through like a PowerPoint presentation gives you the ick, or you just don't feel like it might land with your audience, that's okay. It doesn't have to be in that style. So have a think about, how could you maybe make it more about community? How could you make it maybe more about just sharing testimonials? You could collaborate with other Isagenix associates and say, hey, would you mind coming on this opportunity call or coming along to a little meeting that I'm having? And would you share your business testimonial? It doesn't have to be all numbers and figures. It could be simply even talking about your trip to Antigua. That in itself is presenting the business, okay? And the conversation will naturally flow to the ins and the outs. And that's where you can rely on the tools, you know. So maybe you might show them like the map to executive, or you might just show somebody, okay, this is where you can find out more information about our compensation plan. We've got so many tools for whatever level you're at. But what I would invite you to think about is, how could I make that feel more comfortable for me? And I think leading with community, leading with excitement and fun, you know, recognition, shouting people out on a call and saying, hey, Amy, you know, congratulations on your trip to Antigua. Could you tell everybody about it? Like, recognizing people publicly goes a long way. Next bit, Ryan. But another little tip is that actually you can use this promotion as a hook. Like, I'm not seeing many people do this. I'm friends with a lot of you on social media, and I very rarely see anybody talking about the incentive until they've actually won it. Then we hear all about it, and then we see the photos. But actually, like, for me, this is a recruitment tool, because on top of our incredible compensation plan, people can join and be in with a chance of actually winning a holiday. And for me, it's huge, because it sounds more real. Like, numbers and figures, they work with some people. Some people just get it and they're like, yep, get that, you know, 1, 2 head, director, executive, yep, get paid. Okay. For other people, that will mean absolutely nothing. But for the majority of people, they'll know what a holiday is, or a vacation, as you guys say. And Mexico it's exciting. So that should be in every single opportunity meeting, or however you want, whatever you want to call it. That should be absolutely everywhere right now. You should talk about that just like you talk about you share, they share, or how you cycle, okay? It's so important. And this is a great tool to be posted about on social media as well. You know, I'm looking to connect with 5 people who'd be interested in entering a competition to win an all expenses paid trip to Mexico with me. Don't need to say anything else. I think that says it all. I would be very shocked if you didn't get some interest, okay? People love free things, and they definitely love holidays, okay? And as I mentioned, you know, if you want to go down that route, bring some people in. This is where we work so powerfully together as one team. Maybe you weren't in Antigua, maybe you've not won a holiday before, that's absolutely fine. So connect with an associate who has. Everybody on this call, I know they would be more than happy to share their testimonial if they were in Antigua. Am I right? Put it in the chat box if you're in Antigua. Would you mind giving a testimonial on somebody else's opportunity meeting? I'm sure people would be thrilled. So just reach out. Okay, next slide. So building community and adding value. So it sounds like this was a hot topic in Antigua anyway. You can think it across, Ryan. And you've got to think right now, we've had several years since that crazy time back in 2020. The world has gone very remote. Everything is becoming a little bit more manufactured. You know, AI is kind of creating that world for us right now, and social media is very, very busy. And I think we're going full circle. People really appreciate their custom being valued, because we don't see that many places. You know, we don't go to like a traditional little shop where we might speak to the shopkeeper and they know what we're purchasing. You know, there's none of that now. We're buying from big brands, from influencers we don't know. It's literally just click and that's it. Like, we have no idea, like, does that company even appreciate that I've just purchased, you know, and more often than not, probably not. So this is where you've got a massive edge, because this is exactly what network marketing is about. When people buy from us, they're not just buying the incredible nutritional supplements, they're actually buying into a community. That's what this is. And I think that if you're not leveraging that we have this massive community, you are missing a trick. And that will definitely be affecting your retention, and retention is key here, remember. So it doesn't have to be that you're, you know, throwing some bougie event like an ISA social, for example, because I understand that you're all at different levels in this business, and it's got to be something that's sustainable, affordable, and logistically possible. But there's so much you can do that literally costs nothing. That would be a massive value add, and that could build community within your customer base, and that's going to help with your retention. So here's just a few I came up with. So you can decide, like, again, and write this down, guys. Don't just let this be a passive talk where you're just listening to me speak and you might have a few ideas, but then don't execute on them. Okay, write them down and then commit. Okay, what is the date that I'm going to do this? What is the events? Who am I going to collaborate with? So have a think. What is your frequency? What is your rhythm going to be over the next couple of months to support this promotion, and really focus on community? So weekly, fortnightly, monthly, you can decide what calls, what events go where. You could do a testimonial Tuesday call, for example. So you could invite all of your customers to come on and do their 60-second testimonial. You believe it or not, customers are actually all for doing this, right? It might be a little bit scary for them, but people love talking about themselves. They love sharing their results. So what you're doing there, you're handing the mic to somebody, which is really good, because you're kind of like introducing a little bit about what this business is indirectly, but you're also going to make them feel so special, because you'll be saying, hey, Jeff, like, I love your results. I would be so grateful if you would come on this call. I've only selected a few customers. We're just going to swap notes on what's been working, and I would love to feature you on that. Jeff's going to be like, yes, I would love to do that. Exactly. And you know what works really well? When customers sell to each other. Has anyone experienced that before? It's the best. Okay. Third-party validation works. So you could have a customer who's maybe on a 30-day reset. They get chatting with another customer who's on the collagen. All of a sudden, they purchase the collagen. You didn't even necessarily have anything to do with that. That's the power of connecting your customers. That's the power of community. So sharing testimonials, doing something fun on that call at the end. Maybe you could do a little bit of a giveaway. In fact, on the subject of giveaways, I'd like to point out, I've been talking about everybody doing giveaways, if you've been on my training calls, for probably months now. And if you ever needed proof of concept that giveaways work, well done, everybody that came on the All Associates call on the 29th of December, because we did a giveaway, right? People love free stuff. People love fun and games, right? So there's your proof of concept. Doing giveaways work. Now, you don't need to give away thousands like we did. It could just be that actually you collaborate with everybody on your team. You put 20 bucks in or something like that. You could do a cash giveaway. It could be that you have an actual physical gift that you give away. But having something that you can, you know, gamify a call with it works, okay? Dangling a carrot definitely works. So customer socials, this could be in person or online. I understand you might have customers everywhere, so it's not always possible to do this in person. But have a think about, you know, do you know anybody that actually has a customer base that is in line with yours, that where you could connect the two customers together? So for example, I'm based here in Manchester. Majority of my customers are in Manchester, but maybe I have a customer in New York. So I'd be like, okay, my mate Foxy, would you mind actually, if there's any customers that you've got, if they're doing anything social, could we connect them together? Okay, does that make sense? So you don't have to physically be everywhere. That's why you can leverage the Isagenix community. So have a think about, what does that social piece look like for your customers? What could you do that's a little bit fun? You can do online challenges, like step challenges, squat challenges, press ups. Like people are into that this time of year as well. And you could do like a challenge kickoff call, walk and talks, collagen and cocktails, healthy bake-offs. You get the idea, guys, okay? It doesn't have to be all formal and health related or beauty related. You can go totally left field as long as it's fun or it's adding value and it's bringing people together. That is where the gold is. If you are not doing this, you are missing out. Your business is transactional. And the saying goes, if your business is transactional, it's terminal, okay? We want to give as much value as possible. And of course, it's smart when you're running for a promotion like this. Okay, next one, right? I think I've kind of already covered this one. So leveraging the Isagenix community. I can't stress this enough. Like, you are not solopreneurs here. This is network marketing. It's not even just about your team, like all being in different bubbles. This is about you all working together. How good does it feel when we're on these holiday incentives? Like, you forget who's in what team. You're just one team and you're enjoying the fun together. So we need to carry on that energy into our day-to-day business practice as well. How can we connect all of our customers? I think how powerful that would be. You don't have to keep your customers separate. I know you guys all kind of do your own thing, but just have a think about it. Like, how could you maybe do something where everybody comes together? It doesn't have to be that you're all in the same group, but is it that actually maybe 10 of you leaders all come together and go, do you know what, we're going to host a series of calls, and between us now, we've got one personal trainer, we've got someone who's a nutritionist, we've got someone who's a menopause specialist, someone who's a mindfulness specialist. You know, have a look who you've got in your networks who maybe could deliver something of value, and then put on these value add calls and invite everybody's customers to it. You know, if people can do it for free because they're in your team, amazing. But if you have to pay for something, just pull together and it reduce the costs. But that would be so incredible for people to come onto. Again, just adding value, but you're going to benefit from it because it's big numbers and energy is exciting. That keeps people engaged, and that helps people feel help them feel like they're part of something that's wider than just buying from you as an individual. And of course, you get everybody's testimonials as well. Okay, next slide, Ryan. So lastly, team training. We want to make sure that everybody knows the basics. So if you've got team members who are not on this call, and guaranteed most of you will have people who are not on this call right now, make sure that they watch it. That's step one. But then host your own calls as well. Like, make sure it's crystal clear that people know what is the criteria, what do they need to do, go through, okay, well, what does that look like for us as a team? Who's doing what, when, who's doing opportunity calls, who's doing events, who wants to collaborate? You know, you have to have structure, not just for yourself, but if you've got a team, like, all work together. So if you've not already, I'd really invite you to get something in the diary where all you talk about is this trip, okay, and how you can claim points, where you're all up to, and what the plan is. Okay, next one, Ryan. Accountability calls. So this was another idea that I had. This doesn't need to be an hour long, okay, because you're all busy and there's enough calls going on, but maybe a 30-minute check-in. It could be weekly, it could be every other week, whatever suits you. But talking about, okay, this is the points that I'm on. Okay, if you've got anyone that's nearly rank advancing, okay, do we need to do an opportunity meeting to support you bringing in new people? Actually, you know, letting other people speak. If you're a leader that hosts a Zoom call, like, for me, these calls are more about letting everybody else speak. So everybody takes themselves off mute. They say where they're at. You understand what points they're at and how you can work together as a team to support each other. Okay, next one. And then rank advancement training. I mentioned this before. Don't just assume that everybody in your team, even people that have been here a while, knows how to get to consultant, manager, director, executive. Be clear, have those trainings, show them the money, revisit it, say like, look, this is what's on the table for you. You know, draw it out. People have the attention span, honestly, of a fish these days. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's people in your organization that maybe have been coming on calls, and because it's one of those things that we don't kind of go over the basics that often, they actually might not really realize where they're at. You know, show them, okay, well, you're currently at manager, you need a couple more consultants, and then you'll be director. That's going to help them, but of course it's going to help you with criteria as well. So making sure that you have got those in place and set incentives. Like, it's a win-win, right? If they're rank advancing, they're going to be happy, but it's great for you because you're going to claim the criteria. So incentivize it. You know, could it be that you, I don't know, give them a little gift card for somewhere? It doesn't have to be something expensive or bougie, just something that will make them go, okay, I'm going to run for this because that will help you. And actually, that's going to help me as well. So hopefully that's given you a good few ideas, keeping it really simple, focusing on those 3 areas and having a strategy within those 3 areas is key. My highest recommendation after this call is you don't just like put the call down and then go. Like, take some time, put some time in your diary. Like, when are you going to work on this? When are those opportunity calls? When are you going to be doing reach outs for new enrollments? When are you going to have your accountability calls? What do your community, your value add days look like? What are you doing? But more importantly, what's the dates? And get them booked. And lastly, be sure to be reaching out to people within the Isagenix community and collaborate and support each other. If you do all of that, if you realize that this isn't a game that you're going to be doing on your own, this is about building community and helping each other, you've got a really good shot of getting to Mexico. So good luck, everybody.
Oh, good on you, Lara. Look at that, right on the half-an-hour mark. I think we nailed it tonight. So well done, my friend. I know it's 11:30, 12:30 even, UK time. So we'll let you get off to bed. But I loved what you said, Lara, a little bit about when I think back to the recent trip we just came back from. Who do you want on this trip with you in Mexico? Who do you want around the dinner table? Who in your team do you want to bring with you on this experience? And again, I love watching the new people who came for the very first time because they're just blown away by the Isagenix experience. So again, who are those people in your organization who you want to collaborate and bring with you on this trip? And I love, Lara, that you talked about maybe getting everyone together. You can have a fun Saturday, you could do it over Zoom and strategize the next few months because it's going to go so fast. February, March is going to blink by, as you know, and you know, the time will go. So again, I would do it ASAP. Get in front of it nice and quickly. Again, great training tonight, Lara. And again, folks, let's crank the ISA socials, the op meetings, the events. Let's grow this company and build Isagenix on a foundation of events again, because that's what made us so strong in our boom years. So lovely to see you all this evening. Lara and myself will be back in February for another call with you all. But again, reach out to the team, reach out to myself. We love seeing you all there. Good luck with the competition. And yeah, we can't wait to catch you all in Phoenix in, gosh, nearly 2 weeks' time. Oh, goodness me. So Lara will be there, of course, as well, training from main stage. But we'll let you all get off to your evenings, whatever you're doing. But thanks again, Lara. And we'll talk to you soon. See you, everybody.
Bye, everyone.